This is Good Morning Mumbai, and you're with Hrishi K. See, before I give my opinion, I have to take both sides of the story. There was Mumbai Unite, from where we talked to Nisha Harale and Kabir Bedi. And at the other end of the spectrum is the Citizens for Better Mumbai. Ashok Pandit, filmmaker, is part of this forum. Now, I'm not going to glamorize this and say pro-Doble, anti-Doble, but the fact of the matter is Mr. Pandit also has a point of view. Hi, Ashokji, how are you?
Hi, Hrishi, how are you?
Excellent. You met at Kamla Raheja College over the weekend. What was this meeting about for Citizens for Better Mumbai? Please tell me.
You see, there has been a lot of police bashing and double bashing going on by a set of people who started saying that the nightlife of Mumbai is finished, and they created an atmosphere where as if the entire Mumbai an emergency has been declared. So we wanted to kill this first. And secondly, we wanted to raise an issue as far as the citizens are concerned. Citizens which included the youth, which included the middle-aged people, citizens who are victims of this all illegal bars, pubs, roadside eateries and restaurants. So all the citizen organizations from Goregaon to Bandra and one organization from Marine Drive participated in this meeting which we had called to analyze as to what is going wrong and where. We were totally unbiased, but we're in support of Mr. Dhoble and the police because we being the victims of all these restaurants, bars, pubs and eateries, because the life of a common man, around these pubs, restaurants and bars and eateries had come to a level where it became difficult for people to live. I'll give you an example. The entire thing started with Mr. Dhoble's action against the Amarju Center in June.
Correct. I had spoken to you at that time.
I'm a victim because I'm a neighbor to this Amarju Center. I would like to, say very openly that the residents of that area, the citizens of that area are fighting this battle of taking action against this Jew center from last 10 years. And the citizens failed because this man was so popular, was so influential that he had managed the police, he had managed the BMC, he had managed the ministers, we had gone to Home Minister, we had gone to the CM, we had gone to all the police commissioners, but nothing happened. So what happened was this man had become a symbol of lawlessness in the city. And because of him, there were 5 to 6 other dhabas which mushroomed in around that area. And we failed and we were depressed that, this was the only issue where we were not successful as citizens of the area are concerned. Now this man comes, we complain to the social services branch. This man comes there to protect himself. He carries a hockey stick instead of a stick. So I don't want to get into that area. But as citizens, as area representatives of that area, we saluted that man because he sorted this out, sorted this issue in 24 hours. Now if you go there, the footpaths are empty, the roads are clear, the traffic is clear. This man closes the shop at 1:30 in the night and he's functioning according to the licenses being issued to him. He has no license to cook there, but he cooked for 10 years. He had the entire area under siege, Hrishi. So accordingly, all the citizens of different areas, Bandra, Khar, Santa Cruz, Goregaon, Malad, Kandivali, everyone got together and they represented their own problems. What are the pubs, what are the restaurants, what are the hotels which are functioning illegally in these areas and which has created a nightmare in the name of nightlife around this area. So the action has been taken. We are not against pubs, we are not against restaurants, we are not against hotels, but we are against illegal way of their functioning. They have to respect the residential areas. What happens in the night? We can't enter our buildings because the cars are parked outside our gate. So we, in this meeting, Hrishi, to cut it short, we formed an RTI on all the departments in different areas are going to file RTIs against all these illegal bars and restaurants to come to know what are the kind of licenses have been issued to them and what are they doing. And we are going to assist the police. We are going to assist the system. And we are grateful to our CM, our Home Minister, our Police Commissioner that they took a stance, a pro-citizen stance and didn't transfer or didn't take action against Mr. Dhoble or other police officers. It's high time that we citizens get together and see to it that our area, see what is to happen because of the late night joints, drugs, all this cocaine and everything was circulated in that area. And there are college institutions, a lot of educational institutions in our areas, where it became very easy for those people to become a victim of all this distribution. All the burglars, thieves made this as a sitting joint at a place where they used to operate from. So if there's a law of the land, if you feel that the laws are applicable, you change it and then do whatever you want to do. But the citizens got together on last Sunday. We have taken a stance. We passed a resolution saying that no licenses should be issued without taking the local residents and local citizens organizations into confidence. You don't know that in one of the buildings in Bandra, a license has been given for a coffee shop on the first floor of the residential building. Now, come on, yaar, how are we going to live in this city? So it's an appeal we would like to make. We made on that day that all those people who have come on the streets with dhoble bashing and with police bashing that this is not democratic and this is not all that. We appeal to those people to come and stand from the citizens' point of view and see what kind of torture the senior citizens are facing when they can't sleep in the night because the pubs and bars near their house are operating till 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning. We have cleaned beer bottles, whiskey bottles and condoms outside our gate where these restaurants and bars and pubs are functioning.
Ashok ji, condoms are also there in Bandra Bandstand where people park and indulge in intercourse. The point I'm trying to make is, what is the way forward? Should there be an entertainment zone made? Because they are also saying that we are citizens of Mumbai just as much as the senior citizens who are suffering are. And they're saying, for example, Mr. Kabir Bedi had an interesting point when he said there are people who work on a night shift or call center employees. Where are they supposed to go and eat? They can't afford 5-star hotels. So their recourse is places like Amar Juice Center. So should there be an entertainment zone to serve everybody's purpose so that residential areas are not exploited or disturbed, is my question to you.
I definitely want to respond to Mr. Kabir Bedi's answer on, late night people who need some place to eat and rest. Well, I also belong to the media and I work late nights. But I don't have to find a place at 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning to go have my drinks and go and eat. This is all a facade which is being created. There are people who work late nights. There are people who go to call centers and all that. And if he's so keen on these late night joints, I only would like to request him, that I respect him a lot, that once for change, if I can shift this Amadou Center on this duty near his house where he lives, he will realize what it means. Having said that, what I mean is that they can have separate areas of entertainment. They can shift these eateries, these pubs and bars to shopping malls. Shopping malls are huge complexes where it doesn't disturb the residential area.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
There is no problem. If you go into the shopping mall, every area there are shopping malls. So the government should take a lead where any such functions, any such areas where you need pubs and bars and entertainment zones. Apart from entertainment zones, is fantastic idea. You can shift this to shopping malls rather than having them in residential buildings. On the ground floor where DJ is playing his music, on the first floor there is a heart patient living there. Is the way you take this entire issue on a level where every time on the street it feels comfortable to have these things around them.
My question is, can you educate my listeners on certain areas which have flouted laws so that they are forewarned before they go into that place in case they are going into an illegal establishment? You said you have come up with a list of places. Would you be able to name some of them?
No, Hrishi. Most of the pubs and clubs there is a circulation of drugs and all that going on open.
Mm-hmm.
So let us not get into the individual names. Okay. And everybody understands this. Everybody understands this. Everybody knows when I'm going to a pub, I know what kind of pub I'm entering into.
No, since you are going to file an RTI and protest against certain places, because what's going to happen is, some people might just be finishing work and after work just go there for a harmless bite or a drink after work, and they might be caught in a wrong place. So, just to clarify that, if there are some places that have come to your attention, if you could share.
You see, Hrishi, what we're trying to do now at this stage is that area-wise, we are filing an RTI in the BMC Health Department, the police, everywhere, and trying to find out what illegalities are being functioned or by operating by this particular pub owner, or a restaurant owner or an eatery. From the RTI replies which we get, we will take a further call on it.
Okay.
For instance, a hotel called Oakwood was raided. Out of the 46, 44 tested positive. Now, as an individual, that's true. I understand that I don't know what is going on inside. I come from Delhi where I don't know what's happening inside. So, a common man going inside is not at fault. The fault lies with the owner of that place who is responsible for seeing to it that no illegal activities happen inside.
Yeah, but unfortunately, the commoner who is also innocent is being rounded up. In those 46, there were 2 who were innocent.
No, but I should know who's inviting me and who is calling me for the party and what kind of things are happening. I, as an individual, also should be very aware of what's happening around me. If you're innocent, if you're not done anything, you are released. You're asked to go. No action is being taken against you.
So you're saying these flouting of norms as per the RTI, whatever you find out, it could be as minimal as dumping garbage at the end of the road, or parking restrictions, or per se the Tamasha Act, which says 10 couples are living.
No. And what is kind of license issued to him? What are the license issued to him? Is he operating according to the license issued to him? See, there is a simple reason when I discussed with some important people. They said if the license is till 1:30, 1:30 is the time where there has to be lock in the restaurant and pub and bar. He has to start closing it from 12:30. 1:30 is a time where there should be nobody in the restaurant, pub and bar. There what they do is they take an advantage of the 1:30 time and they start closing at 1:30, and but ultimately it's closing at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Because they do their cleaning and saf safai and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that again, the law is open to interpretation, because the restaurant owners are going to say 1:30 means 1:30 patrons out.
No, it's written very clearly in the license.
Okay.
1:30 there should be locked. 1:30 doesn't mean that you are going to operate. So 1 hour before you have to start operating. You have to start closing your restaurant and bar. It is written. It's in the law.
Mr. Ashok Pandit, thank you so much for speaking to 94.3 Radio 1, sir.
Thank you, Hrishi. Thank you.
This is Good Morning Mumbai, and you're with Hrishi K.
Radio 1.
In response to Ashok Pandit's Citizens for Better Mumbai's pro-Doble comments, I have Uday Benegal, main man, front man of Indiscreet. Hey Uday, what's up?
Hey, Hrishi, how's it going?
Excellent. What do you have to say to Ashok Pandit?
Well, while I commend the efforts of citizens and denizens like Mr. Pandit, I think there's a bit of a canard over here. You know, they're using, I think what's happening is, I'm not saying that what he says is all wrong. Of course, the rights of citizens and residents of the city should be respected and maintained, including him and older people, younger people. We don't talk about children and older people. There's a vast number of people in between that age group as well. And what one's trying to find is a work-life balance in a city. Now, unfortunately, if he's talking about changing the law also needs to be changed in terms of zoning restrictions. We have to get out there and say that in certain areas should be deemed commercial areas, certain areas are residential, and figure it out now. Look at the Western world and how they've broken it up. They haven't got it perfectly, but there's a template at least to work off. Now, what's happening with this whole thing of we are following the letter of the law? I think there's some duplicity happening in this whole thing of licenses and, we are enforcing the law. Very honestly, there are fantastic laws in this country, no doubt about it. But there's also a bunch of laws that are so vague and so open to interpretation that they can be used to harass people if someone chooses to do that. And I think often enough that is what's happening over here with the law enforcers. I know restaurant owners and club owners who are not flouting the laws in any way that harms citizens' rights or people's private, privacy issues in areas that are essentially commercial. Lower Parade is one such area.
Yep.
And what's happening is they're going out there to close these places down for the purpose of harassment. Now, Mr. Srinivasan Jain of NDTV did a wonderful report, pretty extensive thing. It's on YouTube and it's on their website, which talks about the licenses that a club is entitled to get. And it's a joke. You know that if a live band is playing, let me give you one instance. If a live band is playing, you own a bar, you own a club, you're perfectly soundproof, you're following the law and everything else, and you're within the occupancy restrictions and stuff. You've got a number of people out there. Only 10 couples are actually allowed to dance.
God.
Right? Even if you've got a 4,000 square foot place, 10 couples are allowed to dance. That's what the law states.
Absurd.
Any more than that, if a live band is playing and any more than that are dancing, you are in violation of the law. So they're going to round you up for that. That's a violation of people's rights. If you really exact or enforce the letter of the law in this country, beginning to end, every single law, you can arrest everyone from the PM down to the rag picker. It depends on what you really want to do and what your outlook is. Now, over here, they're talking about zoning and people's whatever. They're late night affairs and stuff like that. You talk about whiskey bottles and condoms outside bars. Come on, man. I mean, now we're really getting out there and hitting cheap shots. I don't really see people having sex outside bars and discarding their condoms there. If they're having sex inside a club, you know what to take their condom and throw it outside the gate of a club there. So let's be a little reasonable about these arguments. I think these are attempts to sensationalize things, to incense other people, to get them on their side.
Very well said. Thank you so much, Uday, for your opinion. 94.3 Radio 1, taking both sides of the story. Uday Benegal there, frontman for Indiscreet. Bye, man. See you.
Bye, man. Bye, Hrishi.